Yeah. Well, did you ever hear about him doing that? Knocking me down, dragging me by my hair on my stomach when I was pregnant?
Probably. I probably heard about it.
Yeah, and then I went back across the fence, because I had to go through the barbed wire fence to go, and I went back and I told Mom and Jackson, because Mom was back with Jackson again, and they were sitting at the dinner table, at the table in the kitchen, and Mom said, well, call the cops on Robbie, and Jackson said, oh, just leave it alone, let it go, just help her get out. And so Mom ended up helping me get out again, and I moved into this trailer house. I can't even remember where it was at. Mom, I don't even know if Mom would remember. And then, let's see.
Now, see, I remember that when you moved into the little, it was a little trailer.
Yeah, that's why.
Off 29th or something.
No, not that one.
Oh, it was different one?
Yeah, it was toward Spencer somewhere.
Okay.
And then
maybe I don't remember that. Because, see, the next time I remember seeing you was after Tasha was born.
Yeah, what happened?
And I went back for some more torture.
Yeah, Robbie talked me into going back after Tasha was born, too. We were right back out there. And then he brought Carmen out there because he got Carmen pregnant. And had her some flowers and all that crap and to pick up. And then I leave down to
Well, see, by
Beverly
that time I was out. I was in Oak Cliff or either Midway City or Oak Cliff or somewhere, and I was so by 78 I was getting a divorce, because I think we were finally divorced in 78.
Wow. I'm gonna stop this real quick.
Okay. But yeah, I was done. I'm going to close this blind.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh, the light just came on.
I think it just stopped. I'm going to put something else in there, I guess. Is it still recording?
Huh. It is? And the light came?
It does record.
So was it record? Well, I guess the light... Oh, you know what? Maybe it got darker in here.
Oh, yeah.
So the light came on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's still recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I guess when I close that blind, but I'm just closing up stuff because it's dark out here and I don't need stuff
Okay. This is recorded.
All right. Are we still recording?
Yeah, it was well, he did that, and...
Yeah, I remember you you went through that trap too for a while.
Yeah.
But once I was finally gone, I had enough. I had all of it I could stand.
Yeah. No.
Of the whole family. You included at that time.
I can imagine. That is one thing going. I always tell Richard that I wish that none of that had ever happened. That one of the things is that I wish we could have just stayed the way we were, because you and I were real close. You were the only one I had to talk to, and then after that, I felt so bad inside that I never talked to you much, because I felt like you would never ever forgive me for something that I thought that I should have been smart enough to know what happened to me. But I didn't even know about
you were
this.
a kid, and you had already been raped, and you were so screwed up in the head. There ain't no telling. Anybody could have told you anything, Glinda, and you would have, especially if they reached out to you saying that they loved you. At that time, that's what you needed. And it was unfortunate. It was horrible people that used you. But at that time, I just didn't want to be caught up in it anymore. I had to go. I had to go and get my own stuff together, raise my children. And that's what I did. And yeah, I got over it. It took me a long time. But I finally realized that you didn't have a whole lot of choices in most of that situation. So I mean, you were put in a situation where that's the way it turned out. I felt like I had a choice. I got out, and I stayed out. And you were kind of caught up in it. That's why even the certain parts of it I don't remember, because I had escapes then too. I was able to get away. Stupid me, came back, but I had to get to the point where I could finally go and stay away and be free of all that mess. And you didn't get there.
But didn't you say how you and Robbie, when you and Robbie met, you say he raped you too?
Yeah. Yep.
But you still.
And then I ended up marrying him. Now how dumb is that?
Wow.
And he tells people that I raped her.
He
And
does?
they can't figure it out either. Well, how did she? Yeah.
He tells people?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Robbie,
He didn't. Now he couldn't talk me into drinking something, because I just, you know. But yeah, he raped me. Not when we first met. We had known each other for a long time, but I was 13. I didn't. Nobody had the right to take what was mine, and he thought he did.
Yeah, he thought you owned you.
And then I stayed away from him for a year because I was scared to death of him. Yeah, he raped me. I ended up going through some mental trauma behind that, but then I ended up marrying him. Now, how did that happen? Because the next time that I even allowed him to come near me, and see, the first time I didn't allow that,